Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the archive, where we're here on a Wednesday at our old time. It's incredible. I know. Now, this probably won't. This probably won't be a regular occurrence, but we got lucky enough this week to get a Wednesday off, so we actually got a chance to play today. And on our normal time as well, so we're not going to have to do an hour and a half stream. We could actually go to 11, 12 o'clock like we usually do, or used to, I guess, is the better way to put it. But yes, we're back with Final Fantasy XIV. We have more Stormblood, post-Stormblood to do. So we're going to get to it. My alert jump scared you? Well, that's not good. I know it. I mean, at least you got the alert this time. So there's that. Still don't know why the alerts weren't seemingly going out before. Haven't been able to figure that one out yet. I don't know if there was some sort of like connection server issue or what, but you know, I played around with settings and did a few tests and I couldn't seem to figure out anything. Alright, so we left off here-ish. It's only on PC, not on mobile. Huh. Yeah, that is super weird. But, you know, I guess at least you got it. That's the important thing. At least it's working somewhat, and not just not working at all. While you were out searching for Jafuya, we received word from our shinobi allies. An Imperial airship has been sighted over Doman soil. I figured it was a matter of time before the Imperials showed back up. Our visitors' objectives remain unclear. It may be another attempt to recover Yotsuyu, or a prelude to invasion. Either way, the craft reportedly advances at speed and appears bound for Castrum Fluminis, or Fluminis. I mean to go there and ascertain their intent. If we ride out in force, it will only end one way, so we shall keep our numbers to a minimum. Yugiri, Warrior of Light, can I count on you? Yes, my lord. Yeah, why not? I'm not exactly the stealthiest person on the planet, but, you know, I guess I do have hide. Alice and I would fain play our part as well. We will not stand idly by while a common foe threatens the lands of our friends and allies. We would be glad of the help. You are acquainted with Hakuro, I believe. Then I bid you seek him out and assist in maintaining order in the Enclave. When the people see an Imperial airship, they are liable to panic. I would have you reassure them, and should it come to it, aid in their evacuation. Very well, we shall depart at once. Do take care. What of me, my lord? The Empire may well be after Yotsuyu. You are to remain here and guard her until my return. As you wish. Pray stay close to those two. Well, well. Guard duty and not a breath of protest. Now I have seen it all. To Castrum Fluminis. Let us find out what the Empire's game is. But yeah, it'll be nice to actually make some progress tonight. Given that I haven't been able to make much in the last several months. We should be able to hammer out a good chunk of the side quests. I don't know how many are technically in post-Stormblood, but, you know, we've done a lot so far. Granted, I think it's not necessarily been like a volume of quests. It's more like the quests have just gotten a lot longer. Because I think I was doing like, you know, the Raubon arc there for a little bit, and the whole Fordola stuff for like 6 hours-ish, I think it took me, and I think that was only like, in reality, like maybe 5 or 6 quests. So quest time, I think, has just skyrocketed. So it's kind of hard to gauge at, like, how far we've gotten through and how close we are to being done with post Stormblood. Not that I'm in a rush, mind you. I am just... I've heard a lot of amazing things about Shadowbringers, and, you know, kind of looking forward to it. I enjoyed the main story quest of this expansion, but, I've heard, you know, I've been around the community long enough to know that this is not exactly the most, liked of the expansions by a long shot. Let me up. Let me up. The area is secure. Whatever our visitors' purpose, they plainly believe they can achieve it alone. The craft should come into view at any moment. Let us await them inside the castrum. Who knows? Maybe, you know, maybe it's not the end of the world. I mean, we did kill Xenos. So, I mean... maybe Empire's got his shit together and realized that they've fucked up. I doubt it, but a man can hope. I mean, granted, that's being way too hopeful. They did just launch an attack on the pirates. Like, literally 2 quests ago.
A smoke signal? Thoughts, Yugiri?
In former times, such signals were used to announce the coming of an emissary of peace. In Doma, at least. But could that truly be their intent?
Nah, don't buy it for a second. I know I was postulating about it earlier, but there's no fucking way that they're coming in with the intent of peace.
Who can say? Whatever they want, we cannot simply blast them out of the sky. Not when they were so gracious as to honor one of our cherished traditions. I would not have it said that we Domans want for propriety.
Then I shall go and reconnoiter.
Yeah, I doubt this is gonna go well.
We will meet them openly. I would welcome this student of Doman history in person, whomsoever he or she may be.
And we'll be fine. You've got me backing you up.
As you wish, my lord. I shall arrange for a signal of our own to be fired in answer.
Hello.
Well, that we should be received by the Lord of Doma himself.
Well, at least you show a little respect.
I but afford an emissary of peace the courtesy he is due. Welcome to Doma, my lord.
Ah, where are my manners? I am Asahi Sus Brutus, Ambassador Plenipotentiary of Garlemald.
That is a big fucking word, and I have no idea what the fuck plenipotentiary means.
He is heir to the Naiuri clan, and Yotsu's stepbrother.
Oh, yes, that does sound right. Yeah, you did appear in a cutscene or two.
It seems I need not introduce myself, not in the presence of the famed Yugiri Mistwalker. Your skills as a shinobi are known far and wide, my lady. It is true. The former acting viceroy is my sister. Yet, bonds of kinship aside, we have precious little in common. As will soon become plain, I come not to sow strife, but to end it.
Yeah, I find that incredibly hard to believe. There is no way.
I am of the Populares, a collective which represents the interests of the common man. Long have we labored to bring about reform to the Empire's provincial policy.
Yeah, still not buying what you're selling.
Happily for us, our master acknowledges the need for change. Indeed, His Radiance, Emperor Varys Zos Galvus, personally sanctioned this mission, granting me the authority to speak with his voice.
I find that even harder to believe, because we've seen Varys Zos Galvus in a few cutscenes, and he does not seem like the type to sanction a peace mission.
To negotiate peace with Dorma.
Yeah, fucking right.
Well then, we have much to discuss. Will you accompany me to my hall?
Gladly, my lord.
Well, I mean, it's just two guys and him. I think we should probably be fine, right? I can't imagine that much can go wrong with only, like, a couple losers to deal with in case things go awry. I say, do I stand in the presence of the fabled Icon Slayer? What an honor. Lord Hien is magnanimous in victory. Given our nation's troubled history, we did not expect such hospitality. Yeah, there's no way. Oh, really? Okay. I guess we'll find out, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. Granted, I don't trust any of the Imperials as far as I can throw them. At least Yugiri is of the same mind. We shall escort our guests across the river to the Enclave. Yugiri, pray go ahead to the Yahazuka Manor docks and see that the ferries are ready. That side-eyed glance. Like, alright, come on. Yeah, I have a feeling this is not going to end well. Whether immediately or down the line, I do not know, but there's no way this goes well. Absolutely none. Although, you know, I do appreciate the Empire taking a different approach with more subtlety and deception this time, instead of straight-out combat. Perhaps they finally learned that they can't beat me. I forgot. I haven't launched the game in like a week. Okay. Still need to grind out 2 more levels on Gunbreaker before it's ready for Stormblood. Or Shadowbringers, not Stormblood. Luckily, I've got, hopefully, plenty of time. Such scenes of devastation greeted us on our journey here. The bitter wages of war. I've read much about the architecture and geology of Doma. Words do not do it justice. Upon disembarking, we will proceed directly to my hall, where we may enjoy some privacy. Lord Hien and I will accompany the Imperial delegation on the first ferry. When you are ready, speak with the boatman and join us on the other side. You have a blue quest. Hello, sir. What is your blue quest? Okay, I guess we'll come back and figure it out. this is a new area. So I have Aetherites to attune. Okay, so we have one blue quest in this area, too. Oh, you two. And Hakuro. Honestly, never expected to see Hakuro again after that little stint we had in that battle outside of Alamigo. Granted, I guess we see the return of some bunch of random NPCs from all over the place. Good. There you are. So, first things first, what do you think of the Enclave? I must say, I'm quite proud of what my countrymen have accomplished in the time. We even have an Aetherite now, courtesy of the Oni-Shishu. Oni-Shishu? Yeah, that's it. I don't know how else that would be pronounced. Be sure and attune to it, would you? Once it has the Warrior of Light seal of approval, people might actually start using the thing. But on to matters at hand. The ambassador and his retinue are at my hall, taking their ease ahead of negotiations. I want you there when the talking starts. It will serve to send a message to the Empire that Eorzea and Doma stand united. I am not normally one for hollow posturing, but in this game of nations, such gestures carry weight. Oh, and should you feel uneasy about speaking for the Scions, Alphino and Alice will also be there. You need only eat, drink, and look imposing. Say you'll come. I'll be there. Food and drink for free? Yeah, and looking imposing. That's just kind of what I do all the time. I knew I could count on you. When you are ready, come and join me at my humble abode, the Can. The guardsmen will see you in. The residents took the news of the Imperial delegation well enough. It should be business as usual. So it's to be a peace negotiation. I am curious to see what the ambassador brings to the discussion table. Thanks to Master Alphino and Mistress Alice's assurances, the people are reacting calmly to Imperial presence. I mean, it was going to have to happen eventually. There was going to have to be some talk. I'm sure we still have prisoners, and they probably still have some, and, you know, that kind of thing would need to be exchanged and discussed eventually. All politics.
On behalf of my delegation, I offer you my humblest thanks. Never did I imagine that I would meet the gallant and noble Lord of Doma himself, nor be welcomed into his magnificent hall.
You'll forgive me if we forgo the pleasantries. You say you are come to negotiate peace. Unless I am mistaken, such negotiations are typically conducted between sovereign nations. I was not aware that the Emperor had recognized Doma's sovereignty.
That's a good point.
His Radiance has yet to do so, that much is true. Know, however, that he has expressed willingness to cede Doma to her ancestral masters and treat with her as a friend.
I find that very hard. I've probably said that same fucking thing like 8 million times now, but this just oozes deceit. There is, like, no way this is genuine. And I think Kian is just as aware of that.
Since the days of Emperor Solus, the Empire has aggressively expanded its territory. While you may not agree with our founding father's policy of expansion, I believe there is room for discussion on the matter of his lifelong goal, to rid the world of icons. Icons are a blight upon this star. They cannot be suffered to exist. This you know as well as we. In his wisdom, Emperor Varus wishes to explore the possibility of an alliance to combat this common threat.
Okay.
On the condition that Dorma renounces summoning and pledges to police the Cordian's practice of it, his radiance would extend the hand of friendship.
It's not really our
Doma
place.
has never shown any appetite for summoning. And it should go without saying that we will address any threat to our people, icon or otherwise. With regard to the Korjin, I must stress that they only resorted to summoning under extreme provocation. When the Ruby Sea was at peace and their sacred relics safe, they looked not to their kami for protection.
True. Technically, it was the Empire's doing that brought upon the summoning of that primal. And not only that, but it was also Xenos who summoned and then became Icon. So, the Empire's not exactly innocent in the whole summoning icon, or, like, making icons happen thing here.
Yet even now, there are certain parties who would destabilize the region with ill-conceived military forays. Unless they alter their course, we cannot hope to be rid of icons.
Quite. I can but apologize. In seeking to eliminate icons, the Empire creates them. 'Tis an irony among ironies, one with which the people of Eorzea are well acquainted, I am told.
Yeah, that's not entirely wrong. I mean, our actions to destroy the icons and kill the primals summoned by the beast tribes, they are inadvertently pushed to get more crystals and make more to repel us. So yeah, we're not exactly innocent either, but you know, doing my best here.
Many summonings are the result of persecution, the weak being driven to call upon the divine for deliverance from the strong. So it was in Alamigo, the bitter fruit of Garlean oppression.
A tragic state of affairs. If we are to put an end to summoning once and for all, it shall not be through might, but harmony. Yet we continue to repeat our mistakes, oblivious to the lessons of history.
Okay, you're kind of winning a little bit of favor here. Yeah, okay.
My comrades and I would change all that. We, populares, have campaigned long and hard for a shift in imperial policy. And at last, the Emperor has seen fit to lend us an ear.
Still don't buy that part.
Alas, there is a faction within Garlemald that would obstruct our every attempt at reform. A collection of pure-blooded Garleans who seek to consolidate their own supremacy. The Optimates. Lest you wonder, theirs was the hand that loosed our forces on the Confederacy. 'Twas a regrettable incident, one that flies in the face of everything we believe. And I swear to do all in my power to prevent a reoccurrence.
That would be most welcome. But if I may speak plain, if the Empire itself is not of one mind, how can we be certain that any peace we negotiate will be honored?
True. If they have the power to just to get troops in attack on their own whims, then you can't really promise that it won't happen again, because there's no way to know for sure.
I cannot blame you for doubting us. Indeed, I should find it strange if you did not. And so, in the name of building trust, I would like to make a proposal. A prisoner exchange.
Oh man, I wonder who you want. That's crazy.
Under Garlean rule, no few Dormans were conscripted into the Imperial army. We would repatriate them in return for those of ours you captured in the recent conflict.
Okay, where's the one I know you're gonna ask for?
Naturally, any exchange would include the active viceroy.
And there it is.
Yotsu? What makes you think we have her?
I mean, other than the fact that we scuffled with the other Imperials over her sighting.
Forgive me, my lord. Was it not your wish to speak plain? Let us not play games. I desire only to work to our mutual benefit.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ian, but that was kind of dumb. Yeah, of course they know we have her.
The Optimates tried and failed to take my sister by force. I would succeed by peaceable means, thereby strengthening my party's hand. 'Twould be a lie to say I would not also be glad of my sister's safe return.
A fellow plain speaker. How refreshing. Very well. Your proposal has merit, but I will need time to consider it.
Of course, my lord. May we remain in Dorma until you have come to a decision?
You shall be our honored guests.
Mm.
Yugiri, I leave the ambassador and his retinue in your care. See that they are well looked after.
Yeah, that's probably a smart move. Yugiri will report if there's anything to worry about. And then she'll pick up on it quickly.
You have our gratitude, Lord Hien. We shall look forward to your answer.
I don't know what his deal is, but Maxima, or whatever the fuck his name was, seemed like a chill guy. You know, admiring the scenery and all that. You know, it's easy to lump all of the Imperials and the Garleans in together, but some of them are probably just, you know, soldiers and people that live there that, you know, have their own thoughts and likes and things like that. Not all Garleans are evil warmongers. Well, that was unexpected. You can say that again. I still don't know quite what to make of it. But on the surface, a prisoner exchange does seem a good way to begin. The question is, can they be trusted? They had not to gain by divulging the details of their internal divisions. As it stands, we've no reason to doubt them. But the ambassador's mention of Yotsuyu left me ill at ease. It made his grand talk of the peace seem uncannily like a lengthy preamble. You think this might all be a ruse to facilitate her retrieval? Perhaps, though I cannot fathom why they would go through to such lengths. Yotsuyu may have been the acting viceroy, but she is not Garlean, nor even highborn. Her value must presumably lie in what she knows. Which brings us to the little matter of her memory loss. In her present condition, she would not yield to any worthwhile intelligence, nor is she worth much as a bargaining piece. Alphino, you are well acquainted with the Empire's methods. I would have your thoughts on the matter. My knowledge is at your disposal, Lord Hien. While the ambassador's proposal is appealing in principle, it would be remiss of us not to give it due scrutiny. Indeed. Though it seems to me I have little choice but to accept regardless. With so many of our brothers and sisters languishing in imperial camps, I cannot well turn my back on a chance to secure their I can't speak English. Repatriation, I think that's how that's pronounced. Only the kami know when I will be afforded another. But ere we continue, shall we excuse these two? I fear what follows will bore them to tears. I was just about to show myself out, as it happens. Come on, let's leave Alphino to dispense his copious knowledge. Someone is still sore from being made to watch at Sakuzuki. Go and keep Alice company. We are safe enough for now. Yeah, you two have fun discussing politics. A chance to relax at last. I know when I'm out of my depth. Though no weapons are drawn, a negotiation is no less a battle, and the stakes can be every bit as high. One misplaced word and people could die. It takes someone with a cool head, and I'll be the first to admit that's not me. So, we're left with the eternal question. What to do while they prattle on? The fuck is that? I'll take the silver piece. Also, I think that mission is a perfect example to show that missions have got much longer in length. Because I think that one was close to 30 minutes long, and that's the first quest we've done for the night. Alright, for want of a better suggestion, what say you to a brief tour of the newly liberated Doma? I'd be interested to hear how the people are faring in their own words, and it's not as if we'll be missed here. Or will we? A moment, if you would. Yukiri and Asahi, was it? Do you have some business with the Warrior of Light? Business, no. Pleasure, my lady. I merely wish to exchange a few words with the famed Slayer of Gods and Champion of Eorzea. It is truly an honor. Such heartfelt admiration. One could almost forget that you're an envoy of the Empire. Oh? Is that so strange? We may have stood on opposing sides in the past, but I see no contradiction in lauding the woman who would do battle with our common enemy. Unless you forget, this is my homeland. It would remiss of me not to at least thank her for containing the threat posed by the Kojin's vile icon. Now, if I may continue, as we speak, Lord Hien deliberates over my proposal, and I would take this time to see the land I once called home. Though Lady Yugiri is certain to be a jovial escort, the excursion would be all the more enjoyable for your company, and safer besides. The ambassador has the right of it. He is not like to come to harm with you at his side. Will you join us? Sure. Fine. I'll play along. It would be my pleasure. In that case, I will join you as well. There's naught else to do until Lord Hien has reached his decision, and I can think of no finer way to learn more about the current state of Doma. It's settled then. The four of us shall make a brief excursion through Yanshida. Might we start at the town of Monsen? I would like to see what has become of Doma Castle. Very well, if you will follow me. Okay, what's your blue quest? Precious Reclamation. Oh, is this like, I assume this is similar to the Heavensward one, where it's, restoration, Fucking whatever it was called. No, it's not. Okay, well, I had to guess. It's just got a similar name. Where's my exit? Ooh. Okay, that's cool. All right. Actually, that's probably helpful. Yeah, because that money is helpful. I will definitely be doing that. I will pick that up and probably do that after the stream. I've got a lot of trash I need to clear out. My inventory is almost full again. Although I'm pretty sure 90% of it's junk. Yeah, it's food items and random Palace of the Dead rewards and housing materials that I need to store. I also really should put all of my dyes in with my retainer. Man, this guy's insistent. I swear, every time I log in, I get one free company invite from this same player every time. But in the end, every week, you get an allowance of 40k from? Holy shit, that is totally worth doing. Nay, can this truly be Monsen, home to the cream of Doma's samurai? I had heard that Yatsuyu intended to send some few of our automata here, but only by way of warning. It shouldn't have come to this. Indeed, her savagery served only to incense the people and spur them to rise up in protest. It was folly to think such methods of governance could ever prove effective. The sooner we can begin to make amends for this senseless destruction, the better. Securing supplies and support for the reconstruction efforts should not prove difficult, once our nations are formally at peace, of course. Yes, of course. If you would have a better view of what remains of the castle, we must proceed through the ruins. It is a travesty. A travesty. I remember the keep being so beautiful. In the light of the setting sun, one would swear it was aflame. It is indeed a doleful spectacle. Mayhap we will rebuild it one day, when we have finished helping our people rebuild their lives. Spoken like a true popularis. The needs of the people must, of course, come first. Speaking of whom, would you be opposed to seeing how they live firsthand? The village of Namai is but a short journey from here, if I'm not mistaken. By river, yes. If you will follow me, I will ready our boat. Okay. Ready to cast off. I don't like that there's a battle here. We're on a boat. What could attack us on a boat? Okay, it's not on the boat, thank God.
Get back! I'm warning you!
Hmm?
Someone's in trouble.
No, it's you two.
Are you all right?
Hi.
What do they want with you?
Yuki. And you lot too.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Right place at the right time.
I don't know. We were returning from the Enclave when they came at us.
It seems they won't go quietly.
And neither will we.
See, his outfit is the reason we need to have dyes for this, the Umagi uniform, because it in white and red looks really nice. Yeah, shit.
The art of my forebears.
Dead. God, I am rusty. Getting back into the groove of hitting my buttons correctly is not going well. Good. Draw aggro. And easy peasy. Wasn't even worried. You're not a terrible swordsman, Asahi.
That seems to be the last of them.
You know, I'd find you really cool if I bought a single little bit of that act. But I still don't trust you in the slightest. This is just all too
You
convenient.
have nothing to fear, child. You are safe now.
I'm sorry, can we not talk about how fucking, like, just perfect timing this all was? We just so happened to be out with this guy and enough people to make this not an issue. You know, we decided to go to Demaya via boat, and they just so happened to be attacking two people. The Red Kojin just so happened to attack two random innocent people just right nearby for seemingly zero reason. Yeah, not really buying this.
Thank you, sir.
It could be totally coincidence, but I don't buy that. I mean, the important thing is that these two are safe, but...
You saved us again. Thank you. If you're ever passing by our village, look us up. You'll always be welcome.
Thank goodness we arrived when we did.
Indeed. But what could have prompted the Red Kojin to stray so far from the Ruby Sea?
You know, I was just about to postulate that. Like, isn't their home, like, all the way to where the pirates are? Why are they all the way out here?
I presume these are the sellswords hired by Yotsu. If so, the answer is simple. Desperation. Bereft of imperial employment, they seek other means to line their coin purses. Another sad legacy of the Empire's mismanagement.
They're going to line their coin purses by attacking two poor kids? Alright.
The
Sure.
empire to which you have sworn allegiance.
Must you always be so pointed? If we are to bring about lasting change, we must look beyond narrow allegiances.
Plus, you know, the other thing that makes me so fucking paranoid is probably the fact that we're betrayed by, like, everybody we meet. Between, what was it, the Crystal Braves and those assholes to the Heavensward Pope guy and his men. Like, we simply just get betrayed a lot, and I don't buy anybody being genuinely nice anymore.
You have every right to doubt me, but in time, I hope you will come to see that we share a common goal.
Especially since it was confirmed early on that, you know, Asians can just possess people and, you know, take them over. So, and we haven't seen one in a while, so I don't know what's going on with them. There's
You
just
and
so
yours
many
have fought
questions,
fiercely
and
to
I don't
change the
feel
Empire
safe
from without.
anywhere.
But if we are to end the cycle of conflict, the Empire must change from within. Am I wrong?
That is correct. I don't disagree with that, but I don't but I don't believe that you believe that. True reform can only come from within.
I knew you would understand. You have witnessed such change firsthand, after all, during your time in Ishgard.
It also means that you have to be willing and able to change, which I still don't buy. It's a perfect little diplomat, aren't you? Dear me, I had hoped to convey my views on our nation's shared hope under more peaceable circumstances. Yet this regrettable little interlude did afford me the chance to see the famed hero of Eorzea in action, and few Imperial soldiers can say that. At least, few who live to tell the tale. Well, after that little ordeal, I believe it may be time for us to return to the Enclave. Return, my lord, but what of Namai? You seem so eager to observe the villagers going about their daily lives. To be frank, I still am, but I rather doubt the good people of Namai would take kindly to the sight of a man in Imperial uniform with blood still dripping from his blade. Even in your company, my presence would only serve as distraction. Fret not, however, thanks to the three of you, I have seen a great deal more than I otherwise would, and with any luck, Lord Hien will have finished considering my proposal by the time we return. Again, it could just be my paranoia, but he insisted to come to the Mai to watch the people. We ran into an attack by Kojin way outside of the boundary that they would normally be in. Especially since it was Red Kojin, who we know were hired by Imperials to do the things they do. Sure, technically the Imperials aren't embodying the region anymore. I'm not buying it. There's just way too many coincidences lining up to make me trust anything this guy says. And maybe it's just my paranoia, but who cares? I'll figure it out one way or the other. It's not like we can change the outcome of the story or anything. I just have to wait and hope that he's being genuine. I haven't technically tagged this map yet. I genuinely thought that was going to be enough to ding us over to level 72. And it was really close. We're only 9,000 experience off, which is fucking nothing. Alright, let's go see what Hien's decided. We gonna give Asahi what he wants? I understand you served as the ambassador's escort. My thanks. Honestly, he's just gotta... I don't know what... It's probably the uniform, the like goatee and the glasses, but I don't know. I just really like that guy in particular's like NPC-ass design. Of course, I just think the whole like third eye and the forehead thing that the Garleans have going is just like an actually like cool design thing. Like, I know why Garleans aren't playable, because they can't use Ether, manipulate and use Ether to do magic, and it would lock them out of classes. But it'd be cool to have it, like, a customization option of, like, a fake Garlean eye or something. Judging by the sparkle in Alphino's eyes, their discussion was riveting. How sorry I am to have missed it. Feeling refreshed, I trust. We have considered the ramifications of this proposal from every angle, and I believe Lord Hien has reached a decision. Welcome back, my friend. Yugiri tells me you accompanied her and Asahi on a tour of Yanxia. I had hoped you might take the opportunity to recover from your exertions at Sakazuki. But I gather your time was well spent. Until the ambassador affords Yugiri a chance to make a full report, however, I must rely on you to supply the details. So please, tell us how it all unfolded. The Red Kojin? Here? Have there been any other such incidents since the liberation? Not that I'm aware of. If they are planning some new venture here in Yanxia, we will need to increase patrols. In any event, I am indebted to you for fighting them off. But tell me, and don't be modest, was Asahi truly the first to leap to the youngster's aid? He was. I was quick to doubt him when we first met, but his desire to save them seemed quite genuine. It's possible he truly believes what he's saying. Or it was a setup. Why is nobody humoring me? In the time I have known you, you've always been an excellent judge of character. What do you make of the ambassador? I still don't think he can be trusted. I'm going to be honest. Nope. And the question of what his true intention may be remains. Regardless of his aim, I am resigned to playing his game. For now, at least. Well, forswearing summoning should be simple enough, considering you'd never dabbled in it in the first place. Which just leaves the somewhat thornier question of how to police the Red Kojin. It was with that very question in mind that I sought Alphino's counsel. Thanks to his knowledge of the icons and the rituals used to invoke them, I believe we have identified a workable solution. As you recall, Susanoo was summoned forth using the power of relics locked away in the Kojin's treasure vault on the Isle of Zeki. Though said relics remain there to this day, it is all but certain that the act of summoning exhausted their stores of ether, making subsequent summonings impossible. Assuming that is the case, preventing the Primal's return rests on denying the Red Kojin the means to amass new stores of ether, either via the acquisition of crystals or the relics they are wont to collect. For this, I plan to enlist the aid of our friends with the Blue Kojin. Since Dilma's liberation, we have forged closer bonds with Buten Shin and his people, and with their support, I am quite confident we can keep the Red from obtaining what they require to call upon the Susanoo. And of the prisoners? They will be exchanged as agreed, and I will give full credit to Asahi for the success of the transaction. If there is aught we can do but help the Popularis garner favor, I mean to see it done. But first, I have some unfinished business to attend to. Would you all come with me? Yes, of course, but what manner of business? A past mistake which I would see put right. One which has weighed heavily on my mind. You are feeling guilty about something? Any particular thing? You want to elaborate? No? Okay. Oh, you too.
I had her brought here in secret while the three of you kept our guest company.
Hien?
The world has not been kind to you, it is true. But that does not excuse your sins. You should be at the bottom of the river.
Okay, I get you're angry, but if she has genuinely lost her memory, is this really right to do?
Yet here you are, the living, breathing proof of my failure. A failure for which I would now make amends.
What did I do? I don't remember. Was it really so terrible? Tell me, please. What did I do?
You speak of sins, my lord. But at whose feet do those sins lie? With the soldiers who committed the crimes, or those who commanded them to do so? With both, I would say. For all have a conscience, and all must choose. But with no memory of who she is, or what she has done, what sin remains to be cleansed?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Gosetsu here. I don't think it's very justifiable to, especially in such, to, like, draw your blade against somebody who has no memory of the horrible things they've done. Like, obviously those horrible things happened and can't be forgiven.
You ask that I show mercy.
This whole thing, this kind of a thing is a tricky sort of gray area here that I don't...
I ask why the heavens saw fit to deny me my rest. Why Yotsuyu was spared not only death, but the bitter memories of her life.
You truly think it the will of the Kami?
I mean, they did survive a whole fucking castle falling on them somehow.
If so, her life is not mine to take. It is yours to safeguard. Come the hour of the exchange, if her memories have not returned, she may remain here in Doma to live out her days as Tsuyu. But if they do, the Guardians shall have their viceroy. Though the people will protest, they will come to accept my decision when they have been reunited with their loved ones.
Thank you, my lord.
Now then, I believe we have kept our guest waiting long enough.
Are you gonna turn and ask me
Did
if...
Gosetsu not seem strange to you?
Oh, okay. Well, this is the question I thought you were going to ask, but alright. What's up?
His sympathy for Yotsuyu apart,
I mean... It's strange, yes, in the fact that Yotsuyu was or is technically still, I mean, we still haven't confirmed if she's actually lost the memory or not. But, obviously, Yotsuyu is a horrible person. But, Gosetsu has been around her for like a couple months at this point. And maybe he simply... I don't know.
I know his powers of endurance only too well. But after all he has suffered, even he should not be on his feet. He puts on a brave face for our sakes, but it would not surprise me if he lacked the strength to raise his blade.
I mean, he did have a whole fucking castle fall on top of him, got swept out to sea, was on a deserted island for a bit, and managed to find his way back to fucking, forget the name of the city, but he found his way back there, sold his sword, and then found his way back to Doma. Like, he's been through a lot in the last couple months.
It falls to us to shape that future, one in which he need never again set foot on the battlefield.
Of that I can agree. I mean, I'm sure it's in his blood and all, but He was shot like 6 times as well, on top of all of the other crazy things that have kind of knocked him on his ass. I thought he was going to ask me what my take on what was with his decision with Yotsuyu. Mei Sui. Dispel Shadow Walker, increasing the Ninki gauge by 50. Can only be executed while in combat and under the effects of Shadow Walker. Shadow Walker? I don't know what that is immediately. Which one of these things gives that? Oh. So I missed it. Well, no, that's a lady. I don't know why I thought that was 70. Yeah, I have no idea where Shadow Walker comes from in order to need to dispel that. I guess it could be a job quest thing that I haven't picked up yet. Because that is technically level 72, which means that's a Shadowbringer's ability, and obviously I haven't gotten to do those quests yet. With Yotsuyu safely in Gosetsu's care, all that remains is to answer Asahi's proposal. I realize other matters demand your attention, but I would ask that you stay a while longer to see this business through.
My apologies. Our deliberations took longer than expected.
Think nothing of it. The time afforded me the opportunity to go on a rather rousing excursion through Yansha. You have reached a decision then?
We are willing to cooperate with you in combating the Icon threat, and also in the exchange of prisoners. Assuming you accept our conditions, of course. As you know, your sister is in our care. Due to certain complications, however, we are hesitant to release her into your custody.
Complications?
She was inside Doma Castle when it collapsed. Though she survived, she remembers nothing of her past life, not even her name. To clarify, she is in our care not as a prisoner, but as a vulnerable citizen of Doma.
Yeah, which would obviously complicate things, because we'd be handing over a Doma citizen to Garlemald, which would be kind of antithetical to what we're doing here.
Are you saying you refuse to release her?
I mean, this is technically her home, and she has no memories of her time as Viceroy, so it'd be weird to send her over to Garlemald.
Not at all. If her memory returns before the appointed hour.
Assuming, yeah, if she doesn't get her memories back. If she does, then Garlemald
And
can
if
have
not,
her.
what exactly? You will accommodate her here in Doma?
Well, I sincerely doubt she will be of any great strategic value to the Empire. She spends her days daydreaming of Dango.
Dango?
To be fair, that was our reaction when we saw it.
How dreadful. Very well. In light of our recent misstep in Sakazuki, it seems only fair that I show you the same understanding you have shown us.
Okay, you are surprisingly receptive to
Though I do
this.
have one small request. Regardless of Yotsuyu's value to the Empire, she is yet my sister. Before I leave, might you permit me to speak with her in private?
Of course. Perhaps you could even bring her a plate of dango. She would be most pleased. Yugiri will see you to her chambers.
Although I am worried what you're gonna say. Oh, the Ellison guy? Yeah, he's handsome too. Of course, I think honestly, the Ellison male models are just all pretty handsome, honestly. At least all of the ones I've seen. Forgive me, my lord, but has he not been gone over long? Perhaps I should... Calm yourself, Gosetsu. I understand your concern, but we will have to wait. He deserves that much. Hopefully you didn't re-traumatize the poor girl. I'm sorry to kept you all waiting. Thank you for your understanding. Long did I dream of this reunion, but never did I imagine it would be so joyless. A part of me hoped your stories of her condition were just that, but alas, it is as you say. Oh, the one with the glasses? Yes. Maxima, I think his name is really fucking... Again, the eye, the goatee, and the glasses all just kind of do it for me. Something about that model. Do you remember anything of this man? Anything at all? I am a stranger to her. That much was clear to me from a single look. I leave her in your care. As you wish. Now, if you will excuse me, my superiors are long overdue a report. They will be elated to hear of our agreement. Of that I have no doubt. As for the exchange itself, once I have obtained the relevant permissions, I will arrange for your people to be relieved of their various duties and sent here to Yanxia. This will take time, of course. Of course. You may rest assured your soldiers will be well cared for until your return. And we will also begin taking steps to better counter the threat of the Akojin and their icon. Before you take your leave, there is one other matter. I am informed it was you who took the lead in rescuing 2 young dolmens from a band of Kojin sellswords. I have not yet had the time to thank you properly. Please, there's no need to thank me. I only did what I could, anyone would do under the circumstances. Fortunately, I was in good company at the time. The blight of the Red Kojin is of the Empire's making. Were it not for our transgressions, those children would not have needed saving. The people of Doma have suffered enough, my lord, and I promise to do all in my power to spare them further pain, be it at the hands of the Kojin or indeed the Empire. I pray the Emperor will see things as you do. There may yet be hope for us all. Until we meet again. Also, the ponytail hairstyle adds a lot, too. Gosetsu. As before, I leave Yotsuyu to you. I invite the rest of you to join me outside. Let's treat Asahi to a proper farewell. I will be very surprised if nothing goes wrong. If Yotsuyu is to remain in Doma for good, we cannot keep her confined in this manner. The people must be made to see that she is no longer the monster they remember. And I do agree with. Although, It is a bit risky. The last thing we need is another Fordola thing. Absolutely nothing will go wrong. Nothing ever goes wrong. I wonder if the sight of her stepbrother might bring Yotsuya back to her senses, but mayhap nothing will. Nevertheless, we must continue to watch her until we can be certain that her condition is permanent. If only our previous encounters with the Empire had been this cordial. Here's to the future, I suppose. Without the threat of the Imperial attack hanging over our heads, we may devote our energies to dealing with the Red Kojin, and then there will be nothing left to impede Doma's restoration. The Ambassador's airship awaits at Castrum Fluminis. Let us be off. Maybe I am just being paranoid. Really hasn't done anything to warrant suspicion, other than the one big group of coincidences. But that could be easily explained by gameplay purposes of not having anything to fight for several missions.
This has been a most enjoyable visit. I look forward to our next meeting. Maxima, would you take the others and see that all is ready for our departure? I simply cannot leave without first giving thanks to the Warrior of Light for accompanying me through Yansha.
Sure. I'm right here. You can just turn and say thanks. Oh, hi, buddy. You gonna actually be honest with me now? Because, yep, there it is.
Me, savior of the savages. There will be a reckoning.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. Although that was one ugly fucking look you just gave me. You really don't like me, huh? And here I was trying to be mostly cordial.
Nowhere left to run, traitor!
Ignorant savages! Killing us will avail you naught. For every Imperial you cut down, 1,000 more will come. Abandon this foolish endeavor and surrender. You may yet serve our righteous cause.
Well, at least you buy what you're selling.
How dare you speak of righteousness? You who forsook kith and kin to serve conquerors! Be glad I grant you this mercy. What in the...
I have a feeling I know who. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Varys, how's it? Or no, not Varys. You're not Varys. You're Xenos.
Reinforcements?
They're both just
No,
very tall.
just one. Cut him
So
down.
I always, and with the mask on, I get a little confused. Yes, my best friend. Nothing quite like a guy who lives for exactly what I live for. Absolutely kicking people shit in and decimating their enemies. Good old thriller battle. Dandy likes to collect swords, and I can get that. I collected knives for, like, a decade while I was back in high school.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Honestly,
This one is promising.
Are you talking about the sword or him?
Who remains to offer us resistance?
A host of rebels led by Lord Cayenne hold the enclave across the river.
Lord Cayenne.
The king of the former king of Dorma, sir. They say he is one of the greatest swordsmen alive.
Is that what they say?
Honestly, quite surprised Xenos didn't cut you down for your weakness. I mean, he probably did hear that you were resistant and, you know, you were spouting Garlean ideals until the end, so he probably saw some nobility in that.
Surely you jest. That was Xenos Galvus, legatus of the 12th, the crown bloody prince. I heard he was strong, but that was frightening.
That was Lord Xenos.
Oh, I see the problem. That's why you're so pissed at me. I killed his mentor. Or not mentor. I killed his, I killed the guy he looks up to. No wonder you don't like me very much.
Everything you are, your power, even your face, it vexes me.
Is nobody else seeing this shit? Is everybody else too distracted to notice this guy has gone off the fucking deep end?
Go on. Lash out like the beast you are. At an emissary. And jeopardize the newfound peace between Dorma and the Empire.
Oh, you've actually played your hand pretty decently here. You don't mind revealing yourself to me because there's nothing I can do about it.
My lord was destined to lead us unto a glorious new age. Your light is nothing to his radiance.
Yeah. Wow, everybody is just super fucking oblivious.
I will cherish this moment. Lock it away within my heart. Until the day we meet again.
Alphino, please tell me you're observant enough to see what's happening here. I see your fucking boots. All you have to do is look in this direction for literally like 2 seconds, buddy. Please. God, they're blind. And deaf. And deaf. Deaf? Deaf. Deaf. E-A-F, not D-A-T-H. Although, knowing me, he'll be deaf in like 6 or 7 different quests. Yeah, and obviously he's got a Xenos complex. He's just mad we stole his best buddy. That's all he is. Honestly. Why the frown? Did he say something to upset? Oh my god, they are just totally oblivious. Are you quite well? You looked as if you were about to faint in the ambassador's arms for a moment there. I thought perhaps now we could be at ease, but your expression suggests otherwise. What troubles you?
You look troubled, my friend. Was it something he said?
It wasn't really what he said. It was more the look he gave me. Like, man. I don't think I'll ever forget that face. That look of sheer, unbridled, absolute fucking hatred.
Of all the memories to witness.
I had my doubts about him, but I would never have guessed he was a disciple of Xenos. My lord.
Calm yourself, Ugiri. I set no store by him or his enlightened brethren. But if by treating with them there is even the faintest hope, we might secure the return of our conscripted brothers and sisters, I must play this game.
Yeah, true. He's got really no cards to play at the moment, because he doesn't have a sister, and he doesn't have our side of the prisoners yet. So, there's really nothing he can do right now. So, we're still on the upper hand,
After
luckily.
the way I risked their lives in the rebellion, I owe them that much.
My lord, you bear no blame for their fate.
If not blame, then responsibility. They were prisoners, and still I chose to fight, knowing they could be executed in retaliation. But now we have a chance to bring them home. If it means bargaining with a monster, so be it.
My lord.
Besides, I think he likes me, which is more than some can say.
Clearly. What the fuck is that look? Were we really that perturbed? It makes no sense. Why would he bother keeping up the pretense for so long, only to drop it right before the very end? Perhaps he no longer thought it necessary, having secured Doma's cooperation in the prisoner exchange. If he truly is a disciple of Xenos, 'tis possible emotions simply got the better of him. Remaining calm around the woman who slew his lord will have taken its toll. Whatever the explanation, now is not the time for hasty reprisals. We shall proceed as planned. The Red Kojin must be placed under surveillance, and the Garlean prisoners made ready for exchange. But you need not concern yourself with the details. Leave the affairs of Doma to us. When the hour of the exchange draws near, we will call for you. I should certainly hope so. Whatever the Empire's true intent, we would be on hand to play our part, either to defend Doma or to help usher in a lasting peace. I had thought we might use this time to return to your Eorzea, but given the volatility of the situation, mayhap it would be best if we remained in Kugane. Agreed. Between Yotsuyu's amnesia and Asahi's dubious agenda, I say we have ample reason to remain in the neighborhood. If anything should happen, anything at all, you must send for us at once. Oh, I will. On that you have my word. Charting a path through the sea of troubles promises to be difficult enough. I am not so proud as to attempt the feat alone. To Kugane, then. Tataru and the others must know of what transpired here. Back to Kugane. Also, fucking knew it. That guy had slime ball written on him from the moment we met. I don't know what it was. Just the way he presented himself. Oh god, I gotta do more talking. Give me a second. It's fucking heat has made my throat so fucking dry the last couple days. It seems you're all in quite the predicament. Well, should we receive any urgent missives from Doma, rest assured you will be the first to know of it. Yes, of course. We're discussing ideas to replenish our coffers, but I suppose that all can wait if any urgent news come through the office. About that, I wish to apologize, Tataru. It was reckless of me to make such a purchase without first consulting you. You may be certain, however, that I mean to reimburse the Scions, even if it means drawing upon my personal funds. That's very thoughtful of you, but I'm sure it won't come to that. If Sorabon's business proposition is as promising as it sounds, she should have no problem, have no difficulty wiping the red from our ledger. You're leaving it in my hands? It wasn't my fault. Forgive me. It would seem I have unwittingly heaped my financial troubles upon you. I swear I will pay you back. Though I fear I will struggle to cobble together anything of monetary value, knowledge I can gather in abundance. To start, I plan to investigate the divisions forming within the Empire. Mayhap Riol and his associates have heard something on the subject. Regardless, the more we know about the politics of Garlemald, the better our chances at predicting the Imperial's next move, which might yield you an advantage on the day of the prisoner exchange. I don't like how the music cut out. Music cutting out is like never a good thing. I don't want to move the dialogue forward. Okay, thank God. No, I was expecting like an explosion or something really bad to happen. Thank God. Knowing what we do of Asahi's apparent resentment towards you, I cannot say what he hopes to gain from it. But if there is the faintest chance that a lasting peace could be forged between Doma and the Empire, what choice do we have but to try? Lord Hien had the right of it. Asahi may very well be a monster, but we must play his game for now. I will take the fending coffer, because honestly I need a new set of tank gear that's for level 70. I mean, sure, I'll get the relic gear from probably the level 70 Gunbreaker quest, but I want to have a couple things to play around and glamour out of, you know? Arranging the prisoner exchange proved easier than I thought. Yes, my lord will be most pleased. Everything is going according to plan. Ah, so it was all bullshit. I see.
Can you truly remember nothing? Nothing at all?
Were we friends?
Yes. We were good friends, you and I. In fact, I've brought you a gift.
I'm starting to see a problem here. I don't know what that is. It's kind of cool looking. It looks like the surface of the moon.
That one day soon, as you gaze into that mirror, you will remember the woman staring back at you.
Little obsessed with it, huh?
It's so pretty. Who are you? Who are you?
Couldn't just leave well enough alone, huh? I would. She's gonna get her memories back and become a problem again, isn't she?
How are you feeling, my lord?
Fine, now leave me.
No. Wait, hold on. Oh my god. What the fuck? How the fuck are you alive? We literally just buried you. You were... okay, fuck. I mean, Best Buddy is alive. That means we get to see more of him, and he was a hell of a character. Or I guess is a hell of a character, he's not dead. So, I guess it could be worse. Hold on, I need to... Nah, I should be fine. Is there anything I can just get rid of? I should probably throw a couple of these things, like the minions and things, on the market board. Oh, I can just use that too. So we can at least do that. Oh, let's see. Saddlebag. Okay, let's do sorts. Do I have any dupe materia? That's fine. Those are clear prisms. Can I really need to just sell all these potions. I can't believe Xenos is fucking alive. What the fuck? After all the effort we took to kill him. I mean, don't get me wrong, part of me is glad we get Best Buddy back, but... As I was saying, impeccable timing. We have just received a letter from Lord Hien. He writes that the Domans are coordinating their efforts with Blue Kojin to maintain a constant watch over the Red. By staying on the lookout for signs of crystal hoarding and the like, they mean to nip any summoning attempts in the bud, thereby satisfying the conditions for peace set down by the ambassador. For the Garlean's part, the Populares have sent word that a vessel bearing Doman conscripts is soon to arrive in Yanxia. It would seem that the prisoner exchange is going to proceed as planned. Lord Hien requests your presence, and I share his view that you should be on hand at this critical juncture. According to the letter, Yotsuyu's memories has yet to return, so it looks like she'll be living out the rest of her days in Doma, assuming the ambassador means to honor the agreement, of course. Before we get to that, however, I think it would be wise to assess her condition one last time. If the Domans have missed any change in her mental state, however slight, it would be better if Asahi weren't the one to spot it. Agreed. Let us make straight away for the Enclave. Lord Hien will be waiting. I trust you will cope in our absence, Taru? Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Just be sure to come back safely. No, we don't want that one. We want this one. Gosetsu and Tsuyu. I'm not going to the mercantile docks. I can just... I activated the Aetherite. God, I forget what the button is for the fast travel list. How to tell I haven't logged into the game in a couple weeks. I have forgotten all my different buttons. Oh, I don't hit a button. I just hit teleport and then go there. That's just me being dumb and having a brain fart. That is my fault. Yen, what's up? Ah, I see my letters reached you across the Ruby Sea. Thank you for coming so swiftly. Though I wrote at some length on the subject of the forthcoming exchange, there was one other matter I neglected to mention. It concerns Gosetsu. As you may have observed, he returned from his ordeal rather worse for wear, and despite his best efforts to conceal his condition, or perhaps because of him, he recently collapsed. Good gods, is he alright? Confined to bed and grumbling without cease, but he has shown signs of recovery. He made me promise not to tell you, lest you worry unduly, which was all very well when you weren't here. Now that you are, however, I think it high time he received some visitors. Might you spare him a moment? Yotsuyu has scarce left his side, and I imagine you are curious to see what has become of her as well. We will visit him at once, shall we? Please be voice acted cutscene so I can fucking, rest my voice for a second.
Open wide now.
Thank you.
Please, Tsuyu. I'm not so frail that I cannot feed myself.
Oh, really, huh?
I grow weary of the taste of gruel.
You don't like it? Can I fetch you something else?
Aye, wine. Or if that is not wholesome enough, I don't know. A sweet persimmon from Namai? I enjoyed them in my youth.
A persimmon?
Nay, pay me no mind. I am full. Besides, we have guests.
I hope we are not interrupting your meal. We had heard you were confined to bed and thought you might welcome some visitors.
I don't think he wanted visitors.
Confined to... a gross exaggeration. A trifle drained from my exertions, perhaps, but with a little rest, I shall be fighting fit again in no time.
Right.
Take off your clothes.
Setsu, is this how you've been spending your time?
My lady, I assure you, this is not.
Off with them. We need to wash you. You stink.
Okay. That's kind of what I figured they were going for, but... It's really now the best time for us to be sitting here.
What are all these scars? There are so many of them.
Do we really need to be here for this? Oh, is it the gun?
The life of battle will leave its mark upon a man.
That circular scar looked like maybe a gunshot scar. So I was like, is that when she shot him like 6 times? Oh, yeah, part of it's that.
Is something wrong, Tsuyu?
It's nothing. I'm fine.
But leave me be, woman. I will not be fussed over like some newborn babe.
They make a convincing pair, do they not? On first acquaintance, I would think him a doting grandsire and her a model grandchild. Indeed, had someone told me a year ago that I would live to bear witness to such a scene, I would have declared them mad. That aside, I am relieved to see Gosetsu has lost none of his spirit. But what a turn of events. I mean, for her to suddenly be watching over him. You couldn't make it up. Although I suppose Gosetsu is an old man. With the way he charges through life, it can be easy to forget. Aye, he has resisted decrepitude with the same defiance he showed the enemies of Doma. But no matter how adamant his will, no man can carry on forever. He has pushed himself beyond the limits of endurance too many times. Even if his health returns, the fact remains. He will never again be the warrior he once was. He has given his all for liege and land, and we will ask no more. And what of his nurse? If Yotsuyu is feigning that, well, she certainly has me fooled. This is no pretense. Out of all of us, I would think you the hardest to convince. So what makes you so sure? I have been spying on Yotsuyu from the shadows, waiting for the misstep that would betray her charade for what it was. But her mask has never slipped. Not once. She has remained in character from the first. One evening, I watched her as she sat in her chambers, unguarded and alone. She had taken the dishes from the cupboard and was pretending to prepare dinner right there on the tatami. A child's game. Even the wariest shinobi would not go to such lengths. I can but conclude that her mind is truly broken. Well, that's good enough for me, and for everyone else, I would hazard. Aye, the matter is settled. Yotsuyu will become Tsuyu, and begin a new life here in Doma. Before that can happen, however, we need to present her to the ambassador one last time, to prove that her memory is truly gone. But I would not risk parading her in front of our returning conscripts. Her presence at the exchange would only stir up mutinous thoughts. Understandably, she is as good as fasten the chains around their necks. Aye, which is why I would mean to conclude this business with Tsuyu first, out of the sight of my countrymen. Would you help me? We are at your service. There is no higher purpose than the pursuit of peace. My thanks. The Garleans are on their way, and we must prepare to welcome the ambassador. We will meet you at the docks with Tsuyu. Something tells me that whatever that mirror he gave her is going to jog her memory somehow. No, it's on the docks. I thought that was like a travel point, but no, that's got a check mark next to it. Shall we wait here, then? Lord Hien should not be long. My friends, have you seen Tsuyu? She's nowhere to be found. What? But the Garleans will be landing in a matter of moments. She's fled. Could it mean her memories have returned? I know not. Yugiri is scouring the streets as we speak, but it is possible Tsuyu has left the Enclave altogether. There's only so many ways off the Enclave. Captain, a word. Did you perchance carry a fair-skinned woman across the river? Fair-skinned woman, my lord? I do not rightly know. I think... Yes, my lord. Now that you mention it, there was a lady among the passengers whom I do not recall having seen before. Her face was hidden by the brim of her hat, but I remember taking her hand to help her onto the boat, white as new-fallen snow. It was... Was she someone important to my lord? Have I done something wrong? Wrong? No, no, I was merely hoping to catch our guest before she departed. Be at ease, Captain. 'Twould seem that Tsuyu has crossed the river. Kami, help me. No good can come from this. Casting. Also always looking for more Black Mage glam. Been using the same glam on that class since I started Heaven's Word. It seems Tsuyu has gone unrecognized thus far, but Kami help us if someone catches a clear view of her face. I must find her before that happens. The responsibility for her disappearance, for all of this, lies with me, but I would ask for your aid nonetheless. We are at your service, Lord Hien. Now, as before, let us make the crossing and begin our search. You go on ahead. Someone should let Yugiri know what we've learned. I'll join you on the other side. We have no way of knowing where Tsuyu is headed, so we have best divide our forces. I will take Kusakari and its surroundings. Alphino, if you would take the road to Castrum Fluminis. Forgive me, but could I ask you to interrogate the residents of Yazuka Manor? One of the Namazu may have seen our quarry. If everyone is in agreement, let us board the skiff and hope the Kami smile upon our efforts. Like, seriously, how the fuck did she slip out? Are you telling me none of the guards at the Enclave found it weird that she wandered out, or she managed to sneak out without anybody noticing? Like, come on, there's no way. Either that, or they just didn't care. I mean, it's entirely possible they've been giving her the run of the place. Welcome to Yazuka Manor. Yes, if there is anything you care to know, you need only... A pale-skinned woman? I have seen no such traveler, I am sorry to say. Most sorry. Scaly-skinned Namazu, on the other hand, we have in abundance. Unusually pale skin? Yes, yes, I saw this woman on the way back from my fishing trip. She had just crossed the shallows east of here. Is your friend good? He doesn't seem to be good. She had just crossed the shallows east of here and was headed in northeasterly direction. For the most part. Her steps did not seem certain. If you hurry, you might still catch her. Like, is nobody concerned about the fact that that one is dying? Or... I don't know. Maybe it's like a cat and it's just really enjoying the carpet. Okay. No, wait, they're currents, right? Didn't miss any over in this direction. None in this crater. Okay, good, good. Nope. Perfect. Nope, nope. Get my crafting list off the screen. Come on, up we go. Thank God you can get up this way. I really thought there for a second that I'd come all the way up here for no reason, all the way over here for no reason. If she is further to the northeast, she got far and somehow avoided all of these monsters along the way. Which is genuinely impressive, but a bit concerning. She is nowhere to be seen, but lying on the ground a short distance to the north, you spy a familiar-looking, wide-brimmed hat. Wait, isn't this Namai? Did she go all the way to Namai just to get persimmons for fucking Gosetsu? A cursory glance is all that is required to confirm your suspicions. It is the same hat Yotsuya was wearing when you found her in Sakazuki. I mean, Namai's right there. We can go check them out really quick. Although, that's probably not a good thing, because the people of Namai probably know who she really is and what she looks like. Oh no, this could be bad. Before you ask, our search of Kasukari and its surroundings have yielded exactly naught, save this chance reunion with you, I suppose. Mistress Alice has gone to assist her brother at the castrum. It was she who informed me of the situation. I joined Lord Hien here shortly thereafter. How did you fare at Yazuka Manor? Any sign of our missing guest? Towards Namai. By the Kami, if the villagers recognize her, it will not end well. We must hurry. Yugiri and I will check the patties. The village square is yours. Seriously, this is why you have to have guards to not just allow her to leave the fucking enclave until we're ready to reveal what's going on with her. The guard's incompetence is fucking noteworthy.
Might I have one of your... Wait! Please! I only wanted a persimmon.
Kami, save us! Her spirit has returned!
Oh, God.
She's back from the dead to seek her revenge!
Hey, the Warrior Light, you're just gonna stand there in the background watching, or are we gonna intervene at all? Like, can we do something in a cutscene for once? You're legitimately just standing there watching. Please! Literally, somebody freaking out could have killed her before she got the chance.
She couldn't have survived.
What did I do?
I mean, to be fair, even though she's getting some memory back, she does seem genuinely confused and horrified about what she might have done.
As if you don't know! Good people of Namai, be at ease, I pray you. You have naught to fear.
Hien, maybe that wasn't the best way to open this conversation. What do you mean we have
My
naught
lord,
to fear?
forgive me, but what is that monster doing here? They told us she was dead.
I too was surprised to learn of her survival. More even than you, I would hazard. 'Twas I who cut her down, I who left her to her fate. But it would seem the Kami had other plans. By some miracle, both she and Gosetsu were spared when the keep collapsed, though Yotsugu's preservation came at the cost of her memory.
You're saying she's forgotten? Forgotten everything she's done?
Lies! Lies! My lord, she would say anything to escape punishment!
I don't feel good about
We have not
this.
forgotten her crimes, and we demand justice! I beg of you, Lord Hien, draw your blade and rid us of this canker!
What I saw then, it's all true. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Holy shit.
You're sorry. And what? We're supposed to forgive you.
Kid, please don't. You're gonna make the...
There's no need to cry.
Oh my god. The persimmon? Oh my god. Somebody showing kindness?
Can't you see how scared she is? How can you be scared of her? She's not the same.
Well, that's nice, at least. At least somebody genuinely can see that she's being honest, at least on this part.
Until such time as her memories return, this woman shall be known as Tsuyu, and treated as a citizen of Doma. I will, however, see that she is watched at all times. Rest assured that there will be no more unannounced visits to the village. As your lord, I ask that you leave her fate in my hands, and suffer her to live, for now.
The rage
Please,
and
Issei.
pain is understandable from the people she's hurt, but at least there's still, you know...
All right. I'll keep my peace.
This is just such a tough situation. There's no good
As long as you're
answer to
happy,
any of this.
That's all that matters.
I'm honestly surprised that didn't go 10 times worse. So, you know, that's a plus. Very least. More Gil. Nothing ever bad happens in this game. Everything goes right all the time. Everything's fine. I'm sure there will be no problems. Said Asahi is going to come back. We're going to do the prisoner exchange. Everything's going to go 100%. Peace. Garlemald is going to decide to turn over a new leaf and bring peace, and everything will be fine. We'll manage to stop any more primal summonings together, and we'll all hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Definitely. Anyway. I don't know why everyone is so angry, but I got the fruit Kosetsu wanted. I hope he likes it. Fuck. All of this over a persimmon. I failed to consider how she might endanger herself, knowing she has the mind of a child. I should have continued my vigilance, not relaxed it. Thanks, Azami. I'm not scared of her. Not anymore. I can't forget what that woman did to us, but I won't do anything to upset Azami. That would have been better avoided, but at least it did not end in bloodshed. And judging by Suyu's reaction, she remains oblivious to the events of her former life. This was no escape attempt. Nay, it seems like it was an offhand request of Gosetsu's which brought her to Namai. She came in search of a persimmon. And they say fruit is good for the health. I do hope Gosetsu finds the taste to his liking. Well, we have certainly taken the long way around, but let us continue on to Castrum Fluminis and our meeting with the ambassador. Alphino and Alice should still be there conducting their search. Alright, so back to the Castrum, where I'm sure everything will go perfectly and nothing will go wrong. Seriously though, I am still a little confused of how Xenos is alive. Because not only did we definitely kill him, but we buried him here in Doma in a spot that the Imperials should not have been able to retrieve the body, right? It seems our Imperial guests have already arrived. 'Tis time to meet with the ambassador. Hey, second best buddy. How's it going?
What a pleasure it is to see you once more, Lord Hien. Not to mention my dear sister.
A pleasure to see you too, Ambassador. Forgive us our late arrival. You have our people aboard the airship?
Exactly as agreed. We would leave you in no doubt as to the purity of our intentions. I dare say it was the self-same spirit of cooperation which prompted you to bring Yotsuyu here today.
Okay, cut the shit. We know you're not all there, alright, buddy? Let's speak plainly.
Before excluding her from the exchange, I thought it only fair that you see her condition for yourself. Physically, she is in fine health, but her mind is unchanged.
So I see. But all need not necessarily be lost. In anticipation of this tragic turn of events, I took the liberty of inviting some special guests.
Oh, great. I don't like the sound of this, guys. Her.
Ah, Yotsuyu. You look...
Oh, God. These fucking people.
Of all the people.
Is something wrong, dear sister? These are our beloved parents. Does not the sight of them bring back sweet childhood memories?
You are a fucking monster, you know that? Honestly, Xenos was a fucking monster, but you're even fucking worse. At least he did it for the thrill of battle. You're just a fucking dick. You'd fucking needlessly traumatize poor Suyu for no good reason.
Gosetsu. I have to take this to Gosetsu.
Yes, focus on the persimmon, not the horrible people in front of you.
It would seem my little surprise was not sufficient. You needn't glare at me so, Lord Hien. I merely did what any loving son would do for his family. Lest you doubt, I am content to leave the acting viceroy in your care. Pray, treat her as you would any daughter of Dorma.
So that's what you meant? Okay, now I get it. Fuck this guy. Holy shit. I did not expect a character to show up in, and deal with 6 quests with this guy and fucking hate him as much as I do.
Do not grow too fond of this place, dear sister. You will come back to us ere long.
Not if I have anything to do about it. He's just needlessly cruel for the sake of it. Like, what benefit do you aim to get?
Exchange as planned.
Very good. The structure across the river should serve our needs. We shall await you there with the conscripts. If you would bring your captives.
Agreed. Until then, Ambassador.
Why even bother the pleasantries or the bow? We get what you're up to at this point. Just fucking playing pleasant for the sake of being. Fucking dick. I knew better than to trust Asahi, but that was a dirty trick. Still, unpleasant as it was, we have to at least put the matter of Suyu's future to rest. I've sent her back to the Enclave with Yugiri to give Gosetsu his precious persimmon. Come, let us follow them. You have that look, Alphino. What is it? Oh, nothing of consequence, most like. We can discuss it upon our return. Honestly, given how much of an asshole he was, I wouldn't even put it behind him to load up all the prisoners on that fucking airship and then blow it up with his men inside just to spite us. Suppose Suyu is to become an official Doman citizen. But what then? Will they keep her hidden here forever? Or might she one day be allowed to walk amongst her countrymen? So it would seem there is one less prisoner at the exchange. I can only hope that Yotsuyu's presence here will not present further problems. We should pay a visit to Gosetsu and reassure him about Tsuyu's fate. He will want to know what the Empire has finally relinquished its claim on her.
Bosetsu, are you awake?
My lord, come in, come in. When Tsuyu returned, her eyes were red from weeping. She spoke not a word, simply sat and peeled some fruit she'd brought for me. She then claimed weariness and retired to her chamber. Tell me, what happened to upset her so?
The ambassador arranged a surprise reunion with her foster parents. A misguided attempt to restore Yotsuyu to her senses. It was plain their presence caused her great distress, but she seemed otherwise unaffected.
Yotsuyu was mistreated as a child, was she not? It was a cruel trick to use her tormentors like that, knowing the pain it could cause.
Yeah, he's a fucking asshole.
I like this Asahi less and less.
I don't like him at all. Fuck him. Honestly, piece of shit.
Be that as it may, he has agreed to allow Yotsuyu to remain with us in Doma. Our primary concern now is to hand over the prisoners without incident and bring our people safely home.
There was one other detail at the meeting which caught my attention. I assume you all noticed the rather suspect crates within the castrum. The Imperials were quick to retrieve them afterwards, but I wonder...
Out with it, brother. You fear they might contain bombs or war machines?
I have a feeling I know what they might have had in them.
If the ambassador wanted me dead, he has had ample opportunity. No, assassination is not his intent, but we should be on our guard for other acts of treachery.
My lord, forgive me, but the Lady Yotsuyu, she's gone.
Again?
Gone?
I beg your pardons, my lords. I was certain she'd fallen asleep.
No, the responsibility is mine. 'Twas I who gave her a room instead of a cell. She may simply have wandered outside. We will organize search parties.
It's been all of, like, 5 hours, probably, since she escaped the first time. You guys... Like, come on. Can we not be a little more vigilant? You could have at least had somebody posted outside her room. I can only hope that even if she does regain her memories, she'll at least have some inclination of the kindness people have shown her after she lost them. I mean, sure. It's been just as unpleasant, but... You got blood dripping out of your mouth, dude.
Help. Help me.
I'm sorry? How the fuck did you get in here? I didn't even realize that was her the fucking asshole father. How they fucking even get in the Enclave? I can't... What the fuck? No, we are just being incredibly bad about vigilance here.
If only I hadn't remembered.
Damn, so it even seems like you regret, right? So it seems like you've picked up on a couple of things, but you regret remembering just as much as anything else.
He should hate me. But I will not suffer his kindness. Not after what I did to him.
Oh, so you do remember, and, well, at least, you know, it seems like you genuinely regret after the kindness people showed you.
Who's there?
Still, how the fuck did you two get here?
Oh, it's you. What are you doing out here in the dark?
Honestly, if she fucking kills them with that fucking knife, or, I know there's a term for it, and I can't think of it at the moment, the little teeny, Tonto, I think, I wouldn't even falter for it.
This is the Enclave, is it? When the soldiers dragged us back to Doma, you were the last person I expected to see.
Wow, you're going to still continue to be a piece of shit, aren't you?
You're the bane of our existence, Yotsuyu. A font of misery. You couldn't even do us the simple courtesy of dying, could you? Oh, no. You had to live and taint us with the shame of your failure.
Wow, you are awful people. Honestly, good riddance. I hope you die from the stab wound she's about to inflict.
We had a perfect life in the capital, and now they're making us wallow in this muddy ruin like common swine. I don't deserve this.
Now, dear, that'll do. There seems little point in berating the girl when she scarcely remembers her own name. Our time would be better spent contemplating how we're to survive this unhappy predicament.
Well, you don't have much more work to do, huh? Only a few more minutes.
You've kept your looks, at least. I suspect you'd fetch a handsome price with the right buyer.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you're still a monster! Honestly, good riddance. Go ahead, stab him. I don't fucking care. Get fucking good fucking riddance.
Ah, my beloved parents. No sooner do I wake from gentle slumber than the world returns in all its cruelty.
Tragic. Nobody's been out to fix it yet, huh?
This is how it always was. How it was meant to be. Very well. If I cannot escape my nature, then I shall embrace it.
You just had to ruin this for everybody, didn't you, you two fucking
to the very
dicks?
Depths I have sunk. My soul steeped in spite and rotten to the core. The self-righteous hide behind justice, but I need no such mask. Father, Mother, was it not you who made me into this monster? Who taught me the truth of this miserable world? For years I knew naught but the taste of pain and humiliation. But the time has come to savor my vengeance against Doma. Against all my enemies. And it begins with you!
Yotsuyu!
Honestly, you ruined the good thing we had going, and honestly, your deaths are 100% deserved, and I cannot feel bad for you. Get fucked. I hope your deaths are slow and painful. Can you kill him too?
Well done, dear sister. Did I not say you would come back to us?
brother dearest. What a surprise. You always were a cold-blooded little worm. I doubt you thought twice about sending our parents to their deaths.
Your dagger yet drips with their blood, and you presume to judge me? To be frank, I didn't think you had the strength to slay them so cleanly. A single thrust each. I'm impressed. But surely you can't be satisfied with murdering a pair of doddering elders. You yearn for a deeper vengeance, and the power to see it through.
I still don't know what the deal with this mirror is. Oh.
Please. I don't want to die.
Man, that's tragic. And I couldn't care less.
Any sign of her?
Kind of.
What happened here?
On some level, justice.
I knew what would happen if she recovered. And still, I did nothing. You say she left with her brother?
You know, to be fair, this isn't necessarily 100% your fault. It's a lot of your fault. Not necessarily even for, like, not killing her, because I still think killing her would have been the worst of the options. But why, for the love of God, after what happened this afternoon, did you not have her secure? Like, you at least have, like, 2 or 3 people watching and making sure she doesn't escape to be further patronized for things like this to happen. I don't fault you for your decision to let her live. I fault you for your incredibly poor decision of not having people watch her, for fuck's sake. The fact that this not happened once, but twice, in the same day, this is entirely you and the incompetence of your guards.
Whatever he wants with her, he was willing to pay for it with his parents' lives. But this is neither the time nor the place. We must gather the others.
We have recovered the Nyrus's remains and will hold the cremation anon. Would that they have never set foot in Doma. I broke the news to Gosetsu myself. He was quiet. I think it best that he be allowed some time alone with his thoughts. Yeah, we'll do 1 or 2 more. We'll go to 11:30. So, my friends, that which we feared has come to pass. Yotsuyu has regained her memory and returned to the Imperial fold. It is, by any measure, a cruel twist, not least for Gosetsu, but one which does not invalidate our agreement. According to the terms of the contract, we are bound to surrender Yotsuyu into the Garlean hands, should her condition improve prior to the hour of exchange. By that reckoning, all is, if not as it should be, then as it must be. This I can accept. But what I cannot accept are the unconscionable lengths to which Asahi went to achieve this outcome. Given his recent conduct and his apparent admiration for Xenos, it is plain he cannot be trusted, and that is to say nothing of the unexplained containers he insists on bringing to our meetings. Whatever the ambassador is planning, I think it unlikely our negotiations will end peacefully. In the event of hostilities, the safety of the conscripts must be our first concern, As such, I would have an escape route in place before the meeting begins. A wise precaution. If the main structure of Castrum Fluminis is to be the stage for the exchange, then I believe that thorough inspection is in order. The citadel has stood empty ever since the Imperial withdrawal. While we took steps to ensure that it could not be defended by an occupying force, it is entirely possible that the ambassador has arranged things there to his advantage. I will slip inside and make certain we have an unobstructed exit. Pray allow me to join you. I have some experiences of Imperial facilities, and should matters take a turn for the worse, I would hope to be of at least some use. Very good. That should be enough to guarantee us a way out of the castrum. Beyond that, however, we'll need a ship to ferry the conscripts back to the Enclave. Even with every skiff we have, it would take several trips to evacuate everyone. A Confederate Secabune, on the other hand, would require only a single run, and leave us far less vulnerable on the water. Ugh. Assuming, of course, Rasho can be convinced to part with one. Might I take the lead on this? I've had dealings with Rasho and his pirates before. And I won't be alone, will I? You can count on me. I've dealt with the pirates just as much. Much appreciated. I quite fancy parleying with pirates again. It's just a shame Lise won't be there to reprise her role. I am certain you would make a persuasive pair, but I think I will accompany you to these negotiations all the same. My lord, the ruler of Doma should not be seen consorting with common brigands. Calm now, Ugiri. They stood with us against the Empire. If we would ask of their aid once more, we must treat them as equals. My presence shall serve to demonstrate our sincerity. Indeed, my lord. Pray forgive my presumption. By your leave, Master Alphino and I shall be about our task. And we should be on our way to Onokoro. Time is short, and Rasho may take some convincing. Yeah, I guess with things going awry, we're probably best off preparing as much as possible. Oh, right. Still can't fly in these zones yet. Hey, Rasho. It's been a minute. Now there is a face I did not expect to see. What brings the noble lord of Doma into the company of bilge rats such as we? If you've come to offer a Doman chains in place of Garlean ones, then I'm afraid you've wasted a trip. Well, what fine subjects you would make. With your fleet at our disposal, our restoration efforts would be hastened tenfold. But let us speak seriously. I stand before you not to demand your fealty, but to request your aid once more. Mayhap you are confused. Doma's liberation was but a means to an end. We aided you only to save ourselves. Now we have no such incentive. We have sworn no oath to you, and will not come running like hounds at their master's whistle. And I would not presume to treat you thus. I come to petition your cooperation as an ally of equal standing. Equal standing, you say? Seems a bit lopsided to me. Where's the profit for us in all of this? Profit? Must you always think in such short-sighted terms? Have you ever heard of doing the right thing? Have you ever heard of pirates, little miss? You'll find we are simple souls. You pay our tithe, you sail in peace. Deny us our due, and we take it by force. We'll pull you out of the water if we see you drowning, but we are not in the business of doing something for nothing. Calm yourself, Mistress Alice. We did not come here to moralize. We came here to talk, and there is more to be said. According to the records recovered after the liberation, relatives of your Doman-born brethren were among those conscripted into the Imperial Army, and as you may aware, we even recently negotiated the return of said conscripts. Many, alas, will arrive to find no families waiting for them, no homes to grant them shelter. I would ask you that you offer them a place in the Confederacy, and would not be rescuing strangers, but welcoming brothers and sisters into your ranks. And has not the Confederacy been in need of new recruits? You seem well informed of our affairs, Lord Hien. The losses we suffered at the Garlean hands are no secret, but since we drove them out of Doma, the Ruby Sea has come alive with traders and travelers. So many vessels to tax, so few pirates to tax them. We could do with some more hands on deck, and doubly so if they're familiar with the inner workings of the Empire. Very well, the Confederacy agrees to your request. You will have your ship. But before that, you must do something for me. The vessel I have in mind was damaged during your battle with the Empire. Though we have mended her, she has yet to be declared seaworthy. She is sound enough down below, but when you load her up with conscripts and the waterline rises, those upper planks had best be free of cracks. Assuming you want your people to stay dry, you will do me the favor of swimming around the hull to check for weaknesses. That is, if Doman lords are not adverse to getting their robes wet. Not this Doman lord. If we inspect a third of the ship, it shall be done in a trice. That's the spirit. The ship is moored at Quickscape Pier. Our apprentice shipwright will be on deck to hear your report. Look for a lad named Ayanashi. And I thought I had a knack for parleying with pirates. For the record, my previous attempt was an unmitigated success, and yes, I should have quit while I was ahead. Well, I thought the rumors exaggerated, but the young lord lives up to his reputation. Yeah, that was an example of prime negotiation right there. You scratch our back, we'll scratch your sort of thing. Okay, I know there's a spot to jump off. No, I went the wrong direction. I should have jumped off the back. Yeah, we'll finish this quest up and then we'll head to bed for the night. You spot a small crack in one of the planks. For once, I'm actually glad Yugiri isn't here. I doubt she would have taken kindly to a pirate inviting Hien to inspect his hull. no signs of damage there. This water is so invigorating. I've not swum in the Ruby Sea since... but I should be concentrating on the task at hand. I'm the shipwright, apprentice shipwright. Did you find anything that might need attention? The section I inspected seemed solid enough. Yeah, just a crack or two. Port side near the bow, you said. Alright, I'll have a look and see what I can do. My apologies, I seem to have lagged behind. I could float in that gentle sea all day. Otherwise, I am happy to report no visible cracking or holes in my section of the hull. You're Lord Hien. The captain sent you to inspect the hull? Kami, have mercy, forgive us this discourtesy, my lord. It is quite all right. In fact, I rather enjoyed it. I take it you are of Doma. Yes, my lord. The Imperials took my father away after the uprising, and I had nowhere else to turn. The Confederacy became my family. But someone told me they're releasing the conscripts now. Maybe my father will be among them. Not that I can go back. There's no leaving once you've joined. Captain, we found a small crack in the port side, but I'll have it fixed before you know it. I see you've met the boy. Did he tell you his story? He babbles when he is nervous. Should his father be among the conscripts, as he hopes, I mean to give him the choice to leave this life. If he so chooses, I expect you to see that they are provided for. I have heard those that joined the Confederacy forswear all ties with kin in a homeland. Is that oath so easily put aside? If I allow it. I see in him the lad I was 25 years ago. You say the words, you mean them, but the yearning for home still lingers. My family is long dead, and I know this life is my lot. But he has scarce dipped his toes with us. If there is a life for him in Doma, he should have the chance to live it. Well said. The Empire's conquest has uprooted many and more. Be it in Yanxia or out on the Ruby Sea. We have a duty to ensure that Ayanashi and others like him are free to dwell where they desire. Then the matter is settled, and we'll make preparations to cast off. Well, my friends, it seems we have our ship. Let us return to the Enclave. Teleport, Dome and Enclave. Lord Hien is expecting you, yep. Let me in. Let me in! The castrum was deserted. Quite deserted. It was a simple matter to plot the surest path out. Hence our swiftness. We found the castrum's tower unoccupied, and betraying no signs of recent activity. Only shadows and echoes awaited us there. Alphino seemed oddly reluctant to linger, but I saw naught to concern us. Alphino tells me they had little trouble finding a suitable route out of the castrum, but he won't say much more than that. If I didn't know better, I'd think he was hiding something, though I can't imagine what. Seems Yugiri and Alphino has completed the task before us. They have been waiting. We scouted the structure and determined the swiftest path to safety. In the event of hostilities, we will lead the conscripts outside with all possible haste. From there, the Confederacy has pledged a ship to ferry us across the One River. Now we have but to attend the exchange and pray to the kami these precautions were unnecessary. We'll take... I think we'll take Vitality. Because I do plan on playing tank for the next expansion, and I would know that at high level you kind of need the... Well, you don't need them, especially for story content, but I know, like, endgame stuff, you want these. Not grade 2 ones, the higher grades from the more recent expansions, but... I think I'm right about that. At least I think. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it, because it is 11:30, and holy crap, finally! It only took us like 2 months of having no time to play in the afternoon, but we got a decent stream in at more than an hour and a half, which is nice. As I said, at the beginning of this month, my schedule should lighten up a little once we hit like mid-July, so I'm hoping to be back to, actually be doing like 2.5+ hour streams, or 3-hour streams like we used to, when that time comes around. Granted, I have no idea. And I'm remaining optimistic. I'm not holding my breath. If we need to keep doing it, the late night streams, we will. I might even have to, if it becomes to the point where I can only start doing those streams, my goal will be to do them for longer, so we're not only here for an hour and a half. But yes, we made good progress. I'm glad we made good progress, but I do need to head out for the night, because I do have work again tomorrow. Regardless, thanks everybody so much for watching, if you still are. As I said just a moment ago, we will be back tomorrow with more Rhino Remake. I do plan on returning to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, but it will be probably starting back up next week. My original plan was to stream 3 times this week, one of them being yesterday, but I had thought that yesterday could go poorly given how the weather was, and I was totally correct. Had some connection issues, and outside of the blistering heat, which made this room completely unbearable to be in, the weather was not great. It was fucking with the internet again. So, I was right to not schedule anything for yesterday. But regardless, if you enjoyed and want to catch more streams, you know the deal. Hit the buttons on the respective platforms, follow on Twitch, subscribe the bell, and the like on YouTube. All of that good stuff. Join the Discord for notifications when they work, because apparently they don't work all the times, but I'm still working on that. If I need to, I will overhaul and get I will completely overhaul the Discord if I need to, in order to make notifications start going out again. But regardless, I hope everybody enjoyed, and have a good night. Hopefully see you all next time.